Before we get started on today's project, I wanted to show you guys what the puffy paint looks like after it dries, the last video I did. So in the video, I show you what the puffy paint looks like after I put it on, and it has a lot of texture on it. I just want to show you guys that when it dries, it's smooth, but it's still very puffy, and it feels kind of squishy. It's really fun to press your fingers on. But so that's what the puffy paint looks like after it dries. Okay, so today we are going to make mosaic art. Mosaic art is art that's made up of small pieces of things that are usually kind of all the same thing, and then you piece them together at different colors, different places to make a picture. Traditionally, like in ancient Rome and ancient Greece, a lot of times they use stones or tiles, and they would use stones or tiles of different colors to make a picture across a whole floor or on a wall, and it would be this giant mosaic artwork made out of little tiny stones or tiles pieced together. Archaeologists are still uncovering some of the ancient Roman floors and walls in different digs. Today, artists use it in much the same way. A lot of times little tiny stones or pieces of glass or tiles that they piece together, and sometimes it'll become street art. So it will be on the side of a building or a wall out in public where people can see it. Or sometimes it's inside of a building. It's on the floor or on a wall inside a house or a public building or a museum. Or it might be in somebody's garden. It might be smaller pieces like stones that have mosaics in them that you use along a path in a garden or on a bench in a garden. So mosaics can be really anywhere. They can be outside or inside, and they can be made of almost anything. Traditionally, they're made of stone and glass and ceramic tile, but they can also be made of paper. Today we are going to make our mosaic out of paper. So I have a bunch of old magazines here, and I've already gone through them and tore out the pages that I think I'm going to want. I'm going to do artwork that is both warm and cool colors. So we've talked about this in art before. Warm colors are on one half of the color wheel, and they are red, yellows, and oranges, sometimes pink, depending on how purple the pink is or how red the pink is. Those colors are all on the warm side. Think of fire, warm sun, anything that, that seems like it would be warm if you touched it. A color that it seems like it would feel warm if you touched it. And cool colors are the opposite. They are kind of refreshing, water, sky type colors, grass colors. So it would be green and blue and purple on that side of the color wheel. And those colors are all considered cool colors. In my opinion, blue would be the truest cool color. So if you're green, so if you remember in art, when we add yellow and green together, or yellow and blue together, it makes green. So if you think about it, green has yellow in it, which is a warm color, but it also has blue in it, which is a cool color. So the more yellow that you get in your green color, the more close it is to a warm color. Blue really can't be that warm. Blue is a true cool color. Purple could also be kind of warm. So purple is made of blue and red. And if you get more red in your purple than blue, then it leans towards the warm side of the color wheel. So some of those colors are kind of right on the line as they get closer to the warm colors because they have warm colors mixed in them. But traditionally, purples, blues, and greens are going to be your cool colors, and yellows and oranges and reds are going to be your warm colors. So I'm going to make a mosaic of cool and warm colors. I'm going to try to fill the top half of my paper with little squares of paper that are warm colors and make kind of like a sunset, and the bottom half I'm going to fill with little tiny squares of blues and greens and purples and try to make the ocean. If this was real and the sun was setting over the ocean, the water would reflect some of the sky and the sun, so you would have warm colors in the ocean. I'm not really going to do warm colors in the ocean, but because I want to make it a little bit more realistic, I'll probably put some of my greens on the tops of the waves so it looks like a little bit of the warmth from the sun is hitting the top of the waves. Hopefully it turns out that way. We'll see. So this video is going to be about the process of me tearing up my papers into little tiny pieces to use for mosaics. Like I said, I've already picked out ones that are colors that I will need. I've got a bunch of warm sheets here, and I've got a bunch of cool color sheets here. And so I'm going to tear them up into little pieces, and I'm going to glue them on my paper. So what you need for this project is some kind of colored paper. It could be construction paper, any kind of colored paper, or like I used old magazine papers if you have old magazines. And you'll need a paper to glue them on, and you'll need some type of glue. Mod Podge or matte medium would probably work the best. I don't have those, so I'm just going to use school glue. However, I am going to pour it into a cup, and I'm going to try to use this old foam brush I have that's been used already to brush the glue on, because it's easier if you can kind of spread the glue across your paper and then stick your little pieces down. So that's how I'm going to do it. Any way you can get the pieces glued onto your paper is fine. Okay, let's get started. So I've completed the Mosaic project. This is what it looks like. Things I'm happy with. I'm really happy that I was able to find an actual kind of sun ray picture for the middle of the sun. I like that about it. I like that it gets to be a really dark value on the bottom of the ocean. And I just like the mosaic look, like all the little pieces together. I kind of wish I would have put more blue in the ocean because I feel like it's hard to tell what it is, and that maybe if there was more blue and less green and a little less purple, that you could tell more what it is. So that's something I would change if I would do it again. But overall, pretty happy with it, and I had a lot of fun. Hope you guys try out this project. I'm also going to leave you guys with a drawing prompt for this week. Your drawing prompt for this week is your favorite song. So drawing something that would represent or symbolize your favorite song or something that's in your favorite song. See you guys next week. Bye.